How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to the Cosmic Ray channel. I am your host, Cosmic Ray. Tonight, many things are going on. First of all, I would like to thank someone who commented on a previous video about hair and spirituality. Miss Carter just wanted to say thank you for a beautiful comment. Um, she had mentioned about whether she wanted to cut her hair as well, regarding to spirituality and to when you shave your head or cut your hair from like scratch, kind of restart or rebirth, if you will, yourself. It's kind of like you're redoing your antennas, and that's what something that she was commenting on. So as you can tell with my higher self and guidance, I would say, please check out her comment. Please check out my video on spirituality regarding your hair, whether or not cutting your hair could make a difference. And this is all for you, not for me, not because you see someone on YouTube and you want to mimic that or to do. This is something for you in your heart, whether you want to do that or not. Obviously, being female, I can't, say in this lifetime, right now, you know, um, I can speak upon that, but I'm sure that's something that's harder for females to do when it's ever since we're little, they're kind of taught to like have hair and grow your hair out and whatnot. So that's definitely something empowering for her to even want to think about it and to take on. So Miss Carter, if you do decide to go ahead and do that, as you can tell, I feel that you are definitely, you know, empowered to do so, and you have confidence and spiritual guidance with you. So good luck, whatever way or route you go, because even having that thought of in mind about wanting to do that in your heart, that is something could be pushed towards. So trying to let my candles do anything to you, but as you know how I say, I like to speak my truths, especially when communicating with my higher self and or with spirit. So with that being said, much love to you. That was a neighbor, if you heard that sound. Okay. So in other aspects of life, so many things are going on, and I wanted to do a story time with Cosmic Ray. I wanted to tell you guys about something that's been going on in life. However, I feel I need to wait for the story, so I'm going to hold off. Yes, I'm going to hold off. What I would like to do is a little bit of candle love, candle magic, mixed with just candle love, candle magic divinations. I also want to talk a little bit about other things, as well, but I'll try to keep true to that. I want to talk a little bit about changing poison into medicine. I want to talk a little bit about maybe possibly even with breathing, even more so like I talked about in my last previous video about breathing. Um, Changing poison into medicine. Now, I had in life where I feel something was taken from me. Um, People who know me know more recent, but I'm not talking about something with that, but let's just say with spirituality wise. As some of you may know, I had a different hit of what I call a re-realization of enlightenment. And even those of you that are close, I'm close to a situation. Oh, okay. Alright, so this is good for me to go. Woo! Alright, first of all, thank you, spirit guides. Thank you, ancestral guides. Thank you, the inner and outer dimensional beings, the outline people, my angels, this collective conscious Gaia, Mother Earth, my higher self, universe, creation. Oh, just source energy. Thank you for this moment. Now, with that being said, don't let anyone kind of like steal your thunder, steal your love, steal what drives you in life. And I've had something where my realization of enlightenment came through, and this is really hard for me because someone who you think that wasn't supposed to do that, someone who's like your partner in life, kind of like stole this, whether out of like hatefulness, out of anger, or out of jealousy. Man, it's starting to hit really close to home. I know out of one moment they felt like they did it out of their goodness, or at least that's what they told me when I started hitting it, because sometimes it changes things in you. Sometimes, when someone, it may look like they're on drugs, things just start happening. You start kind of like feeling other things, and people may get scared because, they don't know what they're looking at. But when you aren't on drugs, something like this hits you, for me, it was more along the lines of, yeah, I'm just, got to that point where everything's beautiful. Everything, there was no, I would say at that, I mean, it's not like there isn't any hate in me or anything like that, or there's, no hate, but, I'm not a perfect person. Um, I still live in the moment. I still have those moments where, someone cuts me off. I'm about to get to a second, like, oh, you, and then I realize, you know what, it's okay. But there's moments in life where, I drop that anger, drop that hate, and especially when I hit that peak, on that enlightenment stage, or my spirituality just sparked. There was absolutely no hate in me. It was more like about love and about like appreciating people and wanting to know more about people, regardless of what they look like or anything. And I don't know if my eyes were dilated or not. I wasn't high, like I said. But this was like, it was like days. This happened. This wasn't like, an hour kind of thing. Um, you know, but someone like did something. Like if you had an idea, and someone just went like this, like this, like this in your head. You're like, ow, 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 and then you kind of just like, get out of it, right? Well, it was to a point where like they did it, a mental thing to me, where I realized that it kind of like scared it out of me in a sense, almost like put me back into like the 3D matrix, like just automatic. I don't know how it happened, but it's like they just like stole that energy from me, and I was like, nope, I'm taking it. Yeah, okay, so I was afraid of that, but thank you for my higher self. Thank you, spirits, for letting me know. So that happened, and that can happen to you. I'm just letting you know, don't let anyone take that power away from you. Now, with that being said, changing poison into medicine, like how does this all relate, right? Cosmic Ray, tell me. Now, when this was something that I've been like meditating, praying, chanting for all my life, because I didn't know at one point what that enlightenment stage was. I knew when I was beginning of my life, and I grew, I knew I was a little different, but I didn't really know. And of course, unfortunately, when you hit that spark, it's not like you have a birthday and everyone's like, surprise, you have your enlightenment, oh, let's celebrate. It's not like that. So when I had this realization, of going on and what's happening in my life, and this happened. Now, normally, when you do this for so many years of life, and finally when it sparks, and someone takes that from you, and like, kind of like kills the moment, if you will, usually you would have some type of ill will towards this person. So when I say change poison into medicine, what I do now, and this can also help with that breathing thing. Remember when I was saying before in my previous video about you try to breathe in the negativity, breathe in the hate, breathe in, the challenges of life, hold it, transmute that inside, think about what you would do to fix that. Just obviously this happens really quick. And then you breathe out that positivity, breathe out the love, the compassion, the truth, the joys of life, the positive, hope, the guidance, whatever it is, that you need, the confidence or success or whatever you're going through in life, right? The answers that you need, right? To kind of change the perspective of life, change the hearts and minds of individuals and loved ones, of other spirits to wake up. So when I say change poison in medicine, it's like this poison that's happening to me, this poison that affected my life. I know the things I'm going through my life right now is for a reason. Oh gosh, sorry. I'm like getting emotional because I'm feeling it right now. Woo, from spirits. All right, so what you do is instead of getting angry, or at least to the point that you actually were able to deal with it, just like when you deal with your shadow self. Um, you can do Ho'oponopono. You can do the breathing in that, or you can breathe in that the negative energy transmute it, or you could even do your prayers. It doesn't have to necessarily be to God. So people who aren't religious, not saying God, but it's like this whole collective universe, this consciousness of life. If you believe in the sun, Gaia, nature of other things too, you can also believe in this. If you are someone that is religious, you can pray however you like. Obviously, as you know from my previous videos, I not in a negative way, but like, I don't care, how you are, because I feel everyone is kind of right in a sense, right? It's like a little bit of everything, can make all of this a beautiful place to be in. So, whatever you pray, even if it's meditating on the idea too, you can do that as well. As for someone's life condition to change, not to change because you feel they're negative and like, oh, they need to change because you said so, or or like, oh, they need to be positive because you think they need to be positive because they're such an anger person, or they're such this, or whatever you want to fill in. It's not that. It's just for themselves. Pray for their happiness, meditate for their happiness, do ho'oponopono for forgiveness and to have love in their life, to make sure you uplift their life condition for that kind of thing. And that's really changing some poison that's inside you into medicine that can grow. So instead of when you have that hate of like someone cutting you off on the road and getting hate, and just all of a sudden just jump and react, start thinking, besides of what they could be going through, besides that, think, what, I hope they get to their destination. I hope they drive safely, so for others, so there's no accidents. And nothing where it's like, oh, I hope they get to an accident and they'll finally realize. No, trust me, they'll never realize it. If it's someone that negative, they'll never realize it. But I pray in a sense, or meditate, or do ho'oponopono on those negative thoughts and people, to apply that. Hopefully their life condition can change for themselves, to hopefully find peace within, or maybe they can help uplift other people's life condition. And I've had things where, in work, where someone was so negative, not an employee, but I guess like a guest or like a customer that comes through, right? Kind of like made me dwell on this for a while. It was so weird. I don't know why. I usually just like and out, like no big deal. But I think there was a reason I had to like, I not necessarily like harp on it, because like I always say, I always try to just live in the moment in a sense and forget the past, because it like kind of helps, almost on depression wise. And if you think about the future, it kind of has like some anxiety. Obviously, it's not everything is like that. Of course, you can, you know, learn from your, I guess, past mistakes, or learn from your past to help benefit your future or the present moment, if you will. But regarding spirituality wise, so like for some reason I kept holding on to this moment. It took me a while, and I started applying ho'oponopono to that person and the person who took away part of my enlightened type of moment, and to hope that their life condition. Now, even someone's done other hurtful things to me recently, and not to get into it, but they kind of like taken away some things of not a materialistic value, of just a life. And I applied Ho'oponopono on them, so that, in a sense, it wasn't an ego thing. It was just more out of love. Like, that they need love. I don't know what it is. What happened? What changed this person that you may have thought you knew? Or even this person that was, angry, at myself, at me, and for other things that I didn't believe their story, because this is, trust me, they're on some other level of life. But the thing is, I try not to judge them, besides what I just said. More along the line of, that I would help lift their vibration. I like meditated and prayed for their happiness. When I did yoga, I pretended I was them doing the yoga or doing the meditation, so that they would be able to have some type of happiness in their own life. And I wasn't trying to like, oh, because I'm angry and they should change because of this happened and they're in front of their kid and they shouldn't act this way, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't like that. It was more of like, no, forget all that. This life, we may seem like we have many years, and some of it is great and some of it may feel like we're suffering. But at times it's like, we don't get so long on this life for this particular moment in this particular existence or reincarnate of life. Of course, we get many existences. We've been on this earth. Well, most of us have. Many times. Some of us, this is our first time, and some of us, this may be our second. It doesn't matter how many. I was just trying to just let you guys know that if you already didn't. But this is one of those moments where, just for right now, what we can do now on this, plane of existence of reality of Earth, or this reality that we are in together, collectively sharing, this matrix simulation. For now, in these avatars that we're using, let's try to do what we can to change. Obviously, I always say that, for ourselves, and better to what we can do to help lift our own life condition, our hearts and minds, but for others. But in this sense, please, obviously, as the candles are trying to let you know that with this life and in this existence, we can transmute this, as well. We can change the poison, the negativity of life into medicine of positivity, of others, to like inject, if you will, this society, of love, of different existences, of an understanding that there's just more out there than we just normally think of, just our five senses of life. Which, trust me, I was many times always on my five senses, always applied as like a logical person, always someone who had a good sense of, what they say, good sense of, head on your shoulders kind of thing, understanding, applying different things, of life, what you, but that was what was kind of also slightly blocking me, as well. Um, but once I was able to realize that, that obviously, helped spark, my spirituality. I will say that, besides that, about doing that, I also want to say, with breathing too. And I know I'm kind of going back and forth. I probably should do a video on one and a video on the other, but just, I don't know, for some reason I feel like I'm supposed to tell you guys everything right now. But with the breathing too, there's different ways of breathing for everything. Like when I get up in the morning, I always, talk about what I'm grateful for. I always think, even not just gratitude, but just thankful for like how I did in this video about the littlest things in life. Even what I call my affinity stones, which is where I call spiritual gear also, which is kind of like the bracelets, or the beads, if you will, or like the crystals or gems or the stones, of this earth, that may help you, with your own self, to help balance, your chakras, or help balance your life, or maybe help open up your third eye, or get into the other things. And as I've always said before, just in case you missed those videos, this is something you already have. It's just these things help boost those. And once you won't really start to notice that until like afterwards. You're like, you know what, I do have these. But trust me, they do help. And but with that, with breathing, I wake up. And I do the same with my kids too sometimes. When I get to see them, I tell them, like, I go, woo! And that helps just kind of like wake us up, and it just helps like just have this sense of joy, this energy, this energetic, just, kind of like feeling. And and this feeling just it helps like rejuvenate us, right? This helps spark some things in life. Like, woo! And that always helps. Sometimes if you don't have that coffee and you're driving to work or something, or maybe you're walking to work, or maybe you're just getting up and no one's around, just woo! Just get that, up. And then when you start doing that, start doing it a little bit more often, to wake yourself up. Of course, when you breathe, just that prana, that energy, that ki, all the good energy that comes up, you're breathing in, just kind of like feel like it, visualize that it's coming down, it's swirling inside your stomach, and then coming back out the same way. Also, just breathing, just also helps energize you. Here's a secret. If you are someone who, I don't want to say have to, but get to exercise, someone who gets to move their legs, someone who gets the opportunity in life to stand up, to be grateful to be able to stand, to be grateful to be able to walk, to be grateful to be able to run. And if you're one of these people that are available, or they're grateful to be able to get up and able to run, and you're able to do this, so now you know what I mean by being grateful, and gratitude of life. When you're able to do this and you're running, when I breathe, I don't just go, you breathe in and you breathe out. Sometimes say you breathe in for a couple seconds, and I'm actually holding it while I'm running. And I always think of that moment in the Matrix when Morpheus goes, is that air you're breathing, Neo? Now, of course, we have to breathe air, right? But I always think of that, so I start breathing, and even if I go for a couple, like 3-4 steps before I actually and do it slowly. And don't get me wrong, if I'm like wind sprinting, yeah, of course, that's gonna be a little difficult. But I'm talking about a good jog, a good jog, way faster than just the walking fast. That also helps too. When you're doing heavy lifting, definitely. Sorry, I can't talk. Deep breaths beforehand, just like you're breathing that Kundalini energy, just coming up. Trust me, it works. You don't necessarily have to get psyched out. You don't need anyone to slap you. I've had that happen. You know, I've had those moments where I'm like, come on, bro, you got this, man. Oh, you know, think of this going on, think of this in your life. You got this, man. What are you? You know, I've done all that. But you know, but the one way thing I've taught, that I knew that I'm starting to want to teach other people is to breathe in like your kundalini energy, like it's going from your root chakra, just trusting that air just whoosh, and it's like you just feel this whole incredible amount of energy just really quick. And of course you can psych yourself out. You know, of course you can think about stuff from your past, thinking something negative if you want. Pull down that energy from the root chakra if you want, of those existences of what makes things hateful or of other things, and that's okay. You can draw from that energy. Don't know if you guys already knew that. That's a little secret. You can pull from that energy. Utilize that for yourself. But just be careful how often you pull, you take away from that pool of energy, if you will, that pool of chakra. If you do it too often, you'll start doing that a lot. And you start doing it way too often, and you'll start to kind of like pull back into that 3D matrix. You'll start to just think that's the only way of doing things. Just trust me on this one, okay? So try not to take away from that energy too much. Yeah, that's all I can really say for that. All right, you're gonna realize it's gonna help. It's gonna help out with your workouts, for your routines, for your other things of life. Just try not to take away from that pool so much. Just telling you that. Okay, it's a little hint from me to you. That's a way to harness your energy and your power too. I've done it many times. Um, let's see. I know I don't write things. And honestly, I really didn't know what I wanted to talk about until I hit the record, and then boom, everything just kind of clicked. So my apologies for not being scripted and not have certain ideas jotted down. But those are the things that kind of come to me right now that I feel guided to. Of course, as you know in the descriptions, I like to add a little bit more. So just in case you may see something there that may not it had explained in the video. So just in case. Already taken away about 22 minutes, of your time. So I do and would like to say thank you, thank you, thank you for your just compassion of life, for your helping, in this collective consciousness, for you contributing. I think that's the word I really wanted to use. Contributing, and being a co-creator in this existence. Helping myself, helping you, helping this everything that we're in this reality, to be able to help uplift other people's life conditions and hearts and mind. And I've been really thinking about this lately, and I'm sorry, I know I'm trying to cut the video, but now I'm into another topic. um, just want to say that lately I've been thinking really a lot about this collective conscious, everyone, and what we can do, and that something's happening, something's coming, something beautiful is either coming inside from you or from all of us. Something's happening pretty soon, and it could be this full moon energy that I'm utilizing right now. But just it's just one of those things that I feel like I guided to be able to talk about, and just definitely pay attention to signs. Pay attention to the signs that they're out there, and just know that every sign is meant for you. Whether what you do with it or not, it's up to you. But when you get those signs, say thank you, thank you, thank you. Because something, someone, like I say, something, whatever it is that you want to believe in this life, it is hinting to you. It's dropping breadcrumbs, dropping seeds in your mind, planting seeds, and it's trying to wake you up. Okay, so just pay attention to those signs. With much love, peace, everyone out there, you're beautiful and unique. Everyone, just be strong, be confident in your power. You have power. You are power. You are energy to its core. You break down the atoms of what we are physically. You are energy. So with much power from you, from me, just want to give that all to you. Just give all that energy to you as well. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you, Cosmic Surfers. Be strong when riding those cosmic and karmic waves of life. We all fall down. We all step off the board. We all get washed away by the great tsunamis or great hokusai waves, that take us down. But as always, what do? Why do we learn to fall? To pick ourselves back up, hop back on that surfboard, and start riding. Because that's what we do. That's what we are. We keep on going. Never a dull moment with us. Never something that dies. We're truly existing now. Be present in the moment with all your power.